Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You can see there's the charges, and I'm going to tell you how I got off on this. I'm not going to read you the whole thing. I'm just going to read just the first paragraph because it was battery against the household member and interference with communications. And we all know that's a bunch of malarkey. I'm just going to read you the first paragraph, and I'll break it down to you, and I'll tell you why the charges got dropped, and then maybe you'll understand. And sorry, the light's like right in my eyes, and now I got eye spots, and I'm trying to read. I think it says, okay, we'll go across it. Like I said, I got spots in my eyes now. So on January, blah blah blah, at approximately, it says 0124 hours, which is 12:24 in the morning. I responded to Manzano Loop in regards to a domestic dispute. Upon arriving, I could hear yelling coming from the garage. And I'll just stop right there because that was me yelling, and I'll tell you what I was saying. I was like, what the fuck? I can't believe he just broke my fucking window. The bitch like punched it 3 times. I didn't even know she broke it. But at the time, because I was sitting in the driver's seat when she broke it, and she was punching it. She's like, get the fuck out. And I was like, just leave me alone. I'll drive off as soon as I sober up. We had drinking like we just got done drinking like an 18 pack of beer, and I just wanted to chill. And I didn't want to be on the road while after drinking. Just want to be a little responsible. She has a whole house to herself. Leave me alone. I'm in the garage, right? Okay. So, anyways, the cop says that he could hear yelling from the garage, and I walked up in the front door where I saw a male standing. And you got to understand, to walk to the front door, you got to walk in between the garage and another part of the house, and then you come inside to the front door. That's why he says it like that. And the male was later identified as Jake Chavez, who was the father of the calling party. Now, the reason why Jake was answering the door is because he was the one who called the cops. Jake said the suspect was in the garage and was being violent towards all of them. Really, her mom and dad came over after she had called them because she was never on the phone with dispatch. She was actually on the phone with her mom. And Jake, okay, he said that I was violent toward them. I want to speak about that because basically what happened is he came in the garage and he was telling me to leave just like her. And I was like, I'll leave as soon as I sober up. Just leave me the fuck alone. And then they kept on verbally coming at me. And I was like, don't get mad at me because your daughter's fucking crazy. You guys are the ones that raised her this way. They didn't like it because of the way I was saying it, but basically that's what I was informing them, that they were all fucking cuckoo and nuts and just to leave me the fuck alone. But yet they keep on going into the garage to fuck with me. Yeah. So they want to say I was being violent toward them, but I was sitting in my truck in the garage when these people came in the middle of the night in their pajamas all the way from their house on fucking Kim Street to where was it, Manzano in Rio Rancho. So go look up Manzano Loop and go look up Kim Lane or whatever that street is. You'll see these people are not close, and she lives at the end of Kim by Odelia. So go and Google Rio Rancho and see how far these old people had to get out their fucking mansion to go and dun 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 dun, Captain Save a Whore, Mr. Jake, here I come. Dun, 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 dun. Fucking Mr. Stepdad is gonna help his fucking Looney Tune fucking crazy daughter. Right? No, that's not what happened. I stayed in my truck. They came at me. That's what happened. And they didn't like what I had to tell them because Nick fucking just says what he's got on his mind, and they don't like it sometimes. So that's what really happened. And I never see, and so that we could keep on going on and on and on. The suspect was later identified as Nick, who was the boyfriend of the victim. Oh my God, victim! That woman's crazy. I had Nick walk out of the garage, and I placed him in handcuffs immediately. See, I didn't run out. I walked out nicely, came out of the garage. I was a gentleman to the officer after I saw that there was the cop there. I was like, whoa, cops. Ah! I was getting ready to drink my last beer. So, see, that's what happened. I had one beer left, and she had drinking all nine of hers, and I had kind of hid mine in the back of my camper where I have my weed. And that's where I went to go get, some weed and my last beer. And that's where I was like, what the fuck, you crazy bitch, you fucking broke my fucking window. Ah! Yeah, I was upset, but I wasn't like coming at her. All I did was grab my beer and my weed, and I was getting ready to go back in my truck. When, dun, 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 Captain Saberho, Mr. Cop fucking officer, what the hell is his name, comes to rescue and save the day and arrest me? Right? For bullshit? This woman crazy. Nick had a small bump on him forehead. That's what it says, not his. It says him forehead. And a cut on his finger. Right? Right? Because that woman crazy. She wants to say over here that I hit myself in the head with the phone, but really? She was attacking me with the phone. She was coming at me with the fucking phone. Boom! She pulled it off the fucking wall. Fucking crazy. Now, I don't remember hitting myself in the head, and if I did, I wasn't hitting her in the head. I was hitting myself in the head with the phone that she was trying to use to break my head open with. Man, I could go on and on and on and on. But the fact of the matter is that she says later on in here that, dang, it's hard to read when I got dots on my eyes. Okay, Nick stated he was having an argument with Kelsey when things got physical, when she got physical, really. Nick said Kelsey had tried to make him leave the house because of the fight, but he kept telling her he couldn't because he was drunk, and really wasn't really drunk. I was, had 8 beers or whatever. And she had 9 beers, so if you guys want to say anybody was drunk, it was really her, especially with all the drugs that she does, and women can't even handle as much as men, so let's just put it that way. Nick said the Kelsey, this guy doesn't even know how to write. Nick said the Kelsey was on the phone speaking to the dispatcher when he tried to make the phone from her because he wanted to speak to them himself to explain the situation. Nick ended up pulling the phone off the wall and breaking it. Kelsey then walked into the laundry room and got the cordless phone. Nick again tried to take the phone. In the scuffle, Kelsey tripped over some clothes. Nick proceeded into the garage where Kelsey followed him, telling him to leave. And they began to get into a physical altercation where Kelsey had broke the window on his camper shell, cutting her arm. He said he stayed in the garage as Kelsey walked back into the house where her parents were with the baby. See, this alteration, whatever you want to call it, vacation, it just was nuts. Let me finish the last sentence, because this last sentence is what Kelsey says. Kelsey says she had called the police because Nick started by biting her finger. Kelsey had went for the phone and was online with a dispatcher when Nick ripped the phone from her and began to hit himself in the head, saying, "See, I'm hurt." Kelsey did try to call on the laundry room phone after where she was pushed by Nick. They both continued into the garage and Kelsey was pushed into the camper shell where it broke And she had cut her arm. Kelsey's story was consistent with the damage and the injuries, so Nick was transported to the police station for booking. And they said the officers took photos of the injuries and received a written statement from Kelsey. I placed a copy of my laptop camera into the police station where. Okay, so I tried getting the pictures from when I went to the police station because if you really look at those pictures, you'll see exactly what I am talking about, exactly what happened and really what happened. And, right? People, this is what exactly happened because she does tell people that I bit her finger. She's like, oh my God, he bit my finger. That makes me sound fucking crazy and evil, right? If you haven't shut it off by now and you really want to know how her finger ended up in my mouth, why don't you ask her why? Why were you coming after Nick with your son in your arms? And like this is like, I can't make this shit up. She's got our son in her arm like this on her left side, and she's on the phone like this with her mom, not dispatch, and she goes like this to me. This is after I was trying to get away. I really was. I was trying to get away from this crazy motherfucking bitch. That's why I was trying to get into the garage, to get into my truck, and hopefully she wouldn't break the windows, but she did. So I was trying to get away, opening the door, and that's when she pushed me, bam, into the door. That could be how I got the cut on my finger, but I think the officer's so confused in all of this. The only person that really had a cut on their finger was her, and it really wasn't even a cut. It was probably a little tiny bite mark. And what happened was she just goes and scratches my face. I had this big old gouge on my face. She almost took out my eyeball. And then her finger winded up in my mouth. And I bit her finger. It was just a reaction. Didn't even think about it. I guess that's how good of a fighter I am. Anyways, so after I bit her finger, she got really pissed off. And bam, goes for the throat. And she's choking me out. And I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. Now she's choking me out. And what do? I don't want to hurt her. I don't want to hurt my son. Definitely don't want to hurt little buddy. Little Asher. I don't want to hurt that little vato. That's my fucking homie. And she can't stand it because he don't like her. Reality check. Click, click. Anyways, so she goes for the throat, and I'm starting to black out, and I don't want to hurt neither of them. And if you hear in here, it says that I pushed her. I didn't push her. All I did was go like this, and I stepped forward because I wanted to get out this door behind me because I'm trapped. Now she's holding me hostage. Sound familiar, Kelsey? Now she's holding me hostage. And I'm trying to get away, and I'm blacking out. So I go like that. I step forward. She trips her own self in a basket of laundry. She's not hurt. She's sitting down. She's on the phone. I thought dispatch was on the phone with her because I'm like, please help me. This woman's attacking me. And it was actually her mom that she was on the phone with. That's how her mom and dad ended up there at her house before the police. You see that, Kelsey? When you tell lies, doesn't make sense, right? How is your mom and dad, two elderly couple, in the middle of the fucking night, go from their house all the way to your house before the cops? Before the cops were even called. Huh? So, who were you on the phone with? Dispatch or your parents? It's quite obvious that it's your parents when it's your parents who greet the cops. It was quite obvious that it was your stepdaddy to save the day. Right? Right? I can't believe that you would actually call up your parents to help you with your own scuffles. Because you can't control your own fucking drinking? And you want to come after me? And you want to break my window in my camper? And then lie to everybody about me? That was her opening statement when we went to court over here in Colorado. He pushed me into his camper, Your Honor. That's exactly what she said. Lying fucking bitch. You are a fucking liar. A liar. And again, she tells the fucking courts in Colorado, I'm in New Mexico. I hope you are. Because my son, he needs to come back home where somebody who really cares for him and loves him. Right? Remember saying something like, I will board him if it messes up any chance of me getting this money, huh? Lawsuit money from a doctor, huh? Saying things like, I will abort him if you leave me. You know, what kind of shit is that? And you wonder why he cries when he has to go back home with you? Buddy, you need to come back home. Come back home, buddy. And it's quite sad and pathetic that the lawyers and the judges want to believe her lies. I would want to believe her lies. But the fact of the matter is, Kelsey can't lie too much and get away with it all the time. Peace out.